This time we're joined by certified mental health counselor with a specialization in relationship and marriage counseling, talking about Olaiwola Abiola. Today he is discussing gender roles in relationship. That one is massive.
Massive indeed.
Especially regarding the fact that International Women's Day was just yesterday and we are in Women's Month.
Bring the bias.
Bring the bias, that's it. Okay, so I'm actually kind of like wondering where we can start this conversation. But you know what, let's start from the roots.
Okay.
Gender, what separates a man from a woman in a relationship?
Okay. I think it's still a good time to say Happy International Women's Day to
Thank you very
and to all
much.
the ladies.
Thank you. We appreciate
Nigeria.
it.
Yeah. When we talk about gender roles and things like that in relationship, it's very, very important and very, very massive. First of all, I want to look at it from the fact that a boy child is different from a girl child. 6,500 genetic differences from a boy that differentiate a boy from a girl. You can't sweep that under the carpet. But also understand in the medieval times, it's about your wits, about how strong you are, survival of the fittest. So the ladies are left at home to take care of the children while the men go out there hunting and things like that. But we also know that humanity has since evolved. And now it's not about your physical strength. It's about your ability, your intelligence, and every other skills you're well with her generally. So there's no need per se to create any form of dichotomy or biases against women. In as much you have the capacity. These days and time, we have women that are well educated. In fact, there's a concept going on we call the future forward women. So there's no need for any kind of stereotyping that has been part of our lives as men and women over the years. And I think that's one of the things International Women's Day is all about, to let people know that women have come to stay. So it's not about women right anymore. It's about human rights, because every woman is still a human being.
Okay. To me, that is like what we are wishing for. Now, realistically, let's talk about the role of a man and the role of a woman. Because this gender equity subject has been ongoing for a very long time. Yeah. Many people seem to have issues with it. So many people obviously do not understand it, just as what you described now. That is actually what gender equity is, just the fact that human. Yes, everybody is human. The issue of gender is now something that comes secondary. But few people realize that that's what gender equity is all about. But then let's define each person's role. Let's start from the man. In a relationship, what is the role of the man?
Now, that's going to be a very big, very large one to describe, in the sense that when we talk about gender is a social and psychological construct. Now, so what is acceptable as role for men in Africa definitely may not be the same in Europe, for instance. So you see that it's because human beings are evolving. Now, what we are looking at is that this gender thing comes from three perspectives. There's what they call the traditional gender role perspective, there's the transitional, and there's the egalitarian. The traditional is basically saying men should deal with things that have to do with work, go out there and fend for their living, and the woman should be because they are natural nurturers. They should stay at home and take care of the kids. But there's also the understanding that we are transitional, that these days and time, men and women are on the field. You are well educated, doing great for yourself. It will be a disservice to limit your capacity to just staying at home, especially if you so desire to pursue. If you decide to stay at home, no big deal. That's what gives you joy. But there's also the egalitarian that believe that, look, everybody should also whatever. So for me, I believe in the transitional, because as life unfolds, reality of life unfolds, there are situations where even if a woman decides to stay at home, with agreement with her husband, and the need of the hour require that she step out there and make things happen. So for me, it's about what the man and the woman sit down together to discuss. And this is why I've always been an advocate for premarital counseling, professional premarital counseling, that before you go to tie the knot, what they have, you should sit down together and discuss what's going to be, what are you bringing to the table? What am I bringing to this table? What are my expectations? Because at the root of every conflict is unmet expectations and unmet needs. So once the guy and the lady come to the table and discuss, these are these are the things I'm expecting from you, and these are the things I'm bringing to the table, I think this would be a thing that will be resolved.
You know, love is said to be blind.
But marriage
is an eye-opener. Now, for many young couples, they feel, oh, we can manage this. We talk a lot, we are best friends, we have an understanding. When we start living together, it will be smooth running. they wish. And then, of course, and so many of these important issues are not being discussed, or they are trivialized, or they are laughed at, or they believe the other person will bend, this one believes, oh, this one will bend. To be realistic now, because, you know, you did say it's quite broad, but to be realistic, I like using that word realistic when it comes to gender issues. What is it that a woman, basic things a woman should be able to bring to the table, and basic things a man should be able to bring to the table when they are having that discussion?
First of all, I talk about self-awareness. You should know yourself. It's from that particular perspective that you attract the kind of person that is needed in your life. Most of the time, people go for the ephemerals. But when you know yourself, okay, this is the kind of person I am. I'm a go-go-go person. What kind of person do I need in my life? I need somebody that will be supportive, somebody that will believe in my vision, somebody that's we're going to have the same core value system, values and belief system, that we can work together. Two can work together, I said they be agreed. So those are the things that matter. But these days and time, we are the packaging generation that people seem to pay more attention to what you have than who you are. And so these are the reasons, these are the issues to be discussed. Once you know who you are, you are self-aware, you are confident of yourself, you know your purpose, you know your passion and the things you are passionate about, and the difference you want to make in life and in generations to come, it will be easy to have such open conversation with your partner. And if a man sees a lady or a woman sees a man that knows where he's going, it's easier. The journey becomes sweeter and easier to go.
Okay, so we are still talking about the fact that for gender roles, especially in a relationship, it has to do with conversation between the man and the woman. Now we've established that. Let's now look at it from the angle of the society.
Okay.
Yes, it's easy to say, it's nobody's business what happens in my marriage. But if the man decides, I would rather be a house husband, the society will tell you that that's not normal. Meanwhile, the man is fantastic at nurturing. Because I have met men who are very good at nurturing and their wives struggle. But because of society, the woman keeps pushing herself, and then there are incidences that could have been avoided until maybe they move abroad, so that prying eyes will, you know, not affect their relationship and their marriage. So now, when we talk about this kind of situation, how can you live your lives without bothering or being influenced by the society around you?
I tell people, who are you getting married to? Are you getting married to your man or to the society?
Society is extended family too.
I know. Because that's why, you see, there are 3 musketeers for every relationship. There are major factors that can determine whether your relationship stands the test of time. Sex,
compatibility,
there's finance and money issues. Then third party issues. So if any relationship must stand the test of time, the man and the woman ab initio must come to the table and define what the boundaries are going to be. You are getting married. Your marriage is your marriage. My marriage is my marriage. So you must come to terms from the beginning that, look, it's about both of us. We are going to have boundaries. These are how far third parties or family members can go as far as our relationship is concerned. That's why I talk about self-awareness. If you are aware of who you are, where you are going, and you're confident about yourself, all these issues, somebody says, it will be an issue between the man and the woman. And they will now know how to manage the influence and interference of third parties.
Basically, the takeaway here is, 1, you guys decide how you want your marriage to run, or how your relationship will go, which is the first way to establish gender roles. And then, of course, learn to take out the third party. So many options that Mr. Olaiwola gave us. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much. We'll take this break. Wake Up Nigeria continues in a bit.